Hello, everybody. I'm Andy from the Box Critters Bulletin.
And I'm Duke from the Box Critters Guild.
Welcome to the first episode of the Box Critters cast. We have a lot of cool news from Box Critters to talk about this week, including stuff like this. We got Beaver news, news about the third experiment, different critter designs from the past, toys, membership, and stuff about a new Box Critters movie that is coming.
Yep, and then we have the question of the week for this episode, and so this is about membership. So guys, what do you think is the best membership to have in Box Critters? Do you want like a monthly subscription, one-time founder package, seasonal memberships? Let us know in the comments below, and then we will read some of your comments next week and see what you guys think.
Yes, absolutely. It's some very interesting topics to be had there. We're going to be discussing that once again later on in the episode, so watch out for that. But first, we're going to be talking about some Beaver news. So earlier this week, we got a tweet from Rocket Snail. He's telling us that very soon the Beaver is going to be ready in Box Critters.
Yeah, these look really cool. You can see the image on screen. We have like a beaver wearing the plaid shirt, and he has a new tail. Now this is kind of cool. The tail to me kind of looks like a waffle.
I really like it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And this is kind of the first critter that we see to have like something external kind of popping out. Like we did have the dragon critter, but there was no kind of wings or whatever popping out. So this is kind of the first critter that we see that has like something external coming from not just the standard, oval shape that we normally see. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, and I sort of like thought about that. Most of obviously the hamster, very small tail, but I never really thought what are the other critter tails or backsides going to look like? Like the dragon and the unicorn could have very interesting designs there. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, we do have to keep in mind that all these critters will kind of have to be slightly uniform because they're all going to be wearing the same items, So there's not going to be like certain items for certain critters. All critters are going to be wearing the same items. So this kind of, I do remember Lance was saying on Twitter, I think it was, like this was kind of hard for him to do the tail because he had to sort them, like layer them in front of the items and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of cool though.
Yeah, he did. That's definitely good to start with that kind of difficult design early on. I guess it would be just easier later on. Speaking of Twitter, he also did say that it was on May 2nd he said this, that the beaver critter design or the beaver will be ready in about a week or so, and now it is, as we record this, May 10th, so it has been over a week. So I guess we should be expecting Experiment 2 pretty soon. Obviously you really don't know when Experiment 3, it's almost here. So, but you never know when it could be ready. There might be some sort of delay, but it is cool to see this type of progress going on, and overall I'm really happy with this design.
Yeah. So he said it was about in a week or so. It's been 8 days, so I don't know if we're gonna get the beaver critter specifically with Experiment 3. I don't know if we might just randomly get it, or it might just be with Experiment 3. We don't know. But how I would, what I want to see is how the UI, the user interface, is going to work for critters, because we have
definitely,
so we have like an inventory system right now where you just pick what items. So I wonder, is you going to have like a / command to say / beaver, and that changes your critter, or are we going to have to click our inventory and there might be like a critters tab or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I think there probably will be a page, or I think he did say it will be in the inventory, but with that, will it just be like located within all the items, or will it be like a whole different page where we get like something that says on like a tab that says items and a tab that says critters? I don't know, but that could be really interesting.
That'd be really weird, wouldn't it? If like in your inventory you had all your items and just in the middle of your items is just a beaver. It's like, I don't know.
It just doesn't feel right. Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a separation, and there will be, I guess, at some point for like hats, body items, or whatever. But I wonder if it'll be here this early.
Yeah, and I wonder because we're getting so many items right now. So I wonder, is it going to be the same when we get the launch, whenever that's going to be? Are we going to have like an inventory full of critters that we can choose from? I don't know. Kind of the possibilities are kind of endless once you think about it.
Yeah, I've thought about that too, because it's like the next experiment, obviously we're not going to have, well, actually I don't know about that. We might have a whole different like island to go to with a ship. I am not sure, but like obviously these different worlds and rooms will take a while, and especially like the quest to go with it to get these different critters. I wonder if at some point when he wants to test multiple critters that there could just be a segment in the inventory where, yeah, you're right, like we get all of the items or all of the critters at once. I'm not
Yeah, and I
sure.
wonder how. Yeah, because I mean, when you think about it, the Easter egg hunt that we had to get those Easter eggs, and then then with those Easter eggs we had to get the corresponding Easter bunny ears. So I wonder if
Yeah.
he's gonna kind of do something like that, maybe with critters in the future as well, where I don't know, we might have to, like, I mean, beaver. Let's just say we do know that we're probably just realistically gonna get the beaver. Like, there's gonna
Yes.
be no kind of activity to gain it, but it'd be cool. It would be cool. Maybe we have to, like, I don't know, cut down loads of trees or something, and then
Yeah.
if you
I mean, who
collect, yeah,
knows?
collect
Yeah.
a certain amount of wood, and then once you collect that wood, you can like redeem it for the beaver critter or something. I don't know. Kind of cool
It
though.
will be interesting to see like the process of getting the beaver, because it sounds like beyond experiment 3, or beyond the critter in experiment 3, we will have, some other room and some other process that he sort of mentioned. Do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
it like we all kind of thought, we don't know yet. Is it going to be like an island or a ship? Because he has said like he has an island prepared, but he can't open it out to us yet. And then he did also say that the secret room is a ship. And we were kind of like, well, Lance,
So he
we're on
was
a
in
ship
voice
right
chat.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very so. I'm not sure if he meant the current room that we're on is the ship, or so. One quote that he said in voice chat when he was on Discord with us the
Yeah.
other day was, "You will go out onto an island, but I can't open that up right now. Little
Yeah.
bit of an organization problem with artists right now." So
Yes.
I don't know. If that means it's through the tavern
Mm,
door, or if there's some other way to get there because it's a hidden room.
yeah.
And I'm not sure. Yeah.
And he was like the ship we are currently on is going somewhere, so we're not, just
Yes.
docked. We are on voyage.
Yeah.
We're
So the
going to a
current room's the
destination.
ship.
So
You're gonna go somewhere with it. That, like, I'm just curious how the, I guess, animation and just design of all of that will really look, or if it will just be more of a simple, you move out to a different room or something.
yeah,
It'll be so cool to see.
because there obviously is going to be like a PVE element to this game, player versus
Yeah.
enemy. So it's going to be like, I think we obviously saw screenshots of like the crab a while back, posted on Twitter, I believe. And he was like asking, "Oh, do you prefer it with the belly or without the belly?" And then I was kind of thinking, what other type of enemies would we have? And I was kind of thinking like the Screenzilla, and then we had his logo is the Kraken, and I was like, that ties in perfectly for a ship on
Oh,
voyage.
yeah, that would be cool.
So I wonder how that's
And
all gonna work.
with that, I wonder, as we've seen the crab yet as really the only other,
Mm-hmm.
is he called it a minion or something, or whatever enemy mob there is. Like, yeah, I wonder if we'll see that soon, or I have no clue. But one thing with it, I'm wondering why he's made such a big deal about making it secret. Like, why is it called a secret room?
Yeah.
So, like, that makes me think it's not through the tavern door, and it'll be something else.
Yeah, and I was thinking on the ship, the way you can kind of go underneath the deck, kind of like there's a little door, and then on the bottom left, there's a little archway. Sorry, on the bottom left, and then you have
Yeah.
the three little windows. So I was thinking maybe it might be something like that. Maybe you go in there, and then it'll load the other room. Well, we don't. Maybe it'll scroll. Maybe it could scroll down. I don't know. That might be a bit optimistic, and probably will just
Yeah, that
be.
would be really cool though if we had that this early on.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, I wonder how it's gonna work. Maybe we do have to get a key. Maybe it's gonna be like the Easter bunny kind of egg hunt. Might be this something similar, but we don't know yet.
Like, we've got so many items from the files, but time after time when there's been updates, one item's always been left, and that's the backpack, and he's made very clear that that's something special. And my personal guess is that that will be somehow included into the adventure of getting the beaver. But it'll be cool,
Yeah.
like, how that's incorporated. One, how we get it if it's not just a regular code, and then two, how that would translate into some way to get the beaver.
Yeah, because I mean, it might be because we're gonna land on an island, and then we're all gonna get off the ship onto the island, and then we're kind of just left to our own device to go explore. And I mean, in some games you kind of have like different level backpacks that will give you more storage.
Oh,
Maybe it
yeah,
might be
yeah.
something like that. Maybe like the first original backpack that you unlock when you join the game is this backpack that we see, and maybe it might give us like maybe 8 slots for resources or something. Like, this is complete speculation, by the way, but
So you're saying like beyond the inventory we have, like the backpack could be for like just the resources and not the items.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
something like that maybe, because we don't know what the currency is going to be. So maybe currency is resources that we collect by doing quests and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd
So,
be really
yeah.
nice.
So maybe
Especially like, oh, go ahead.
So maybe, yeah, that's what I
What
was
were you
thinking. So maybe like the backpack that we have, maybe there might be backpacks that we upgrade in the future, and this is kind of just the starter one that we have. You don't know.
Yeah, that would be neat. Especially, I think, if it was a way that we could like work through the different, or what was I gonna say? Work through get the next backpack on our own. In other words, like not just paying to get more slots like so
Yeah.
many games do. That would be really important to me, at least, because I feel like that's kind of a sort of a difficult purchase, you know, instead of like right when you're getting into a game and trying to upgrade it, you know. So yeah, I hope it would be something like where we could, you know, work through quests and be able to like upgrade that backpack ourselves. That'd be neat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And
Yeah.
now, so we have next part is the old critter designs that Rocket Snail showed us on
That's
Twitter.
right.
So as you can
Yes.
see on screen here, we've got the hamster critter. They look pretty different though, don't they?
Totally. I mean, the eyes are sort of similar to what Experiment 1 was, but really the black coloration of the eye overtakes the white, which was sort of the opposite of what the original design was.
Yeah, they're like
But
little
what really-
baby hamsters glimmering with like the
They're-
sight
they're
of
really
life. They're like,
good.
what is this game?
Yeah.
What is this
They're like
universe?
so hyped.
Yeah, I love it.
It is really, really nice. And seeing the different mouths and stuff, it's interesting. It's like it looks like box critters, but it also it's just a whole different feel,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, so I mean that kind of means that we may, because I mean, so far there's new items, right? But we can see some items that we already have. So the Viking helmet that we have, and
Paper
then you
hat.
can see, and then in the paper hat, and then you can see the pirate hat, the black pirate coat, and then we see the red pirate coat now as well. They're also in the game files.
Oh yeah, yeah. But we also got like, I mean, well, the one that really gets me is on the ship, that like huge life vest, which
Yeah.
is sort of like the inflatable duck. But also just on the image, you got like the Batman critter, the different types of similar pirate captain coats and pirate hats. But I mean, you know, just different. I wonder like how, if we will see those in game or if they'll be sort of changed.
Yeah, so I mean,
but it is interesting.
so like we have seen the red pirate coat now is added in the game, and the only time we've seen that beforehand is on this screenshot. So it kind of does give us a little hint that we might see more of these items coming in the future.
Are you looking at the pirate coat on the ship image? Because on the left image with all the critters, that one has sort of a different design, which is interesting.
Oh, does it? I didn't even
wonder-
notice.
Yeah, it's like on the black one. There's a little red lining on the bottom
Oh,
of
yeah,
it
I see, I
in
see.
game. Yeah, while it's not here.
Yeah,
And then we have the blue one, which is totally different.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, but then like I mean, then you see we have obviously the facial expressions, and then they're also different sizes. And to be honest, I like these designs a little better. I kind of like how they're, chubbier and just shorter. They kind of look, I don't know, they look kind of goofy, and they're like the teeth and everything, and the smaller nose. They look a lot goofier. I kind of like it, to be honest.
Yeah, at first I didn't even notice the smaller nose, but it is it is a good look, honestly. I do like our eyes that we have now better, but I mean, I feel like it would be a really cool idea if we were to have a way that we could, customize or change our eyes from the current design to something more like this. And that goes with the mouth as well, and the size of the critter. I mean, there's a lot of customization aspects that could be made.
Yeah, when do you think then is like too much customization? Because obviously we're gonna have so many critters. Possibly, hopefully, we're gonna have like a massive collection of critters that we can choose from. So I don't know, when is there too much customization where you have like loads of different hamsters, but they're all like pink, yellow, purple, blue, and then you have different beavers, pink beavers, blue beavers, different size beavers. Like I don't know, when is there too
exactly.
much customization? I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking of like beyond just like the in game when you're looking at the critters and seeing a
Yeah.
lot of difference. I'm thinking of like the inventory. So
Hmm.
we've already seen with the addition of the duck floaty that that's not necessarily a body item, that you can wear a body item with that. So it's, I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
belt item or a waist item. So I'm just thinking like
Yeah.
user interface wise, like is there going to be like like so body, waist, feet,
Hmm.
but then how much would you want to go for like eyes, nose, mouths?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
get sort of just cluttered.
It
Yeah.
could. So maybe I think he might be just kind of settling to the one facial structure, but then have different expressions and emotions maybe portrayed.
Oh yeah, we do know that expressions are for sure. So
Yeah,
that's for sure. But yeah, eyes and stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure if
it
you
might be a
would
bit
yet or
too much.
not.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But then
Do
we
you
also,
like the colors?
I
Uh,
to be honest, I see in Club Penguin you had the penguin that you could change colors as well. But with a penguin, you always have the kind of the standard looking penguin is kind of the two contrasting colors. You have the
you
white
got the
stomach
white.
and then the black. So I
Yeah.
mean, it kind of worked to have two contrasting colors, like a pink and then a white. I mean, it kind of worked, I guess. But with the hamster, I mean, it kind of looks the color that we have right now is kind of like the natural color of a hamster.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks really strange to have
I
a
know.
bright pink
Yeah.
one, you know?
Like Club Penguin, I never really knew a time where there wasn't different colors because I started playing in 2006. There's plenty
Hmm.
there, but it's like already with 2 or 3 months in with box critters, not long, but I'm already so used to to how the critter looks, and it's
Yeah,
like seeing a green or a blue or a purple. It's like this looks so unnatural to me right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if I'd warm up on it or I'm not sure.
So I mean, the kind of in Club Penguin, you're kind of that's the kind of customization you had was changing the color of your penguin. But now, obviously, this is box critters. We're gonna have more critters. But I mean, that's probably the different critters are probably gonna replace the feature of changing color. So instead of changing what color hamster you're gonna have, that's probably gonna be like changing the whole entire critter.
That's true, and I think that'll probably be a lot helpful for this issue. And one thing he has talked about, someone asked about colors on Twitter,
Okay.
and he Rocket Stone responded saying that like he plans to keep it like a natural color variation. So like for
Okay.
the hamster, I guess you could do like the typical orangey-ish color, and then
Yeah.
maybe a light brown, dark brown. I think that'd probably be for the best. I mean, there's so many unique critters he could add that could be pink or green or whatever, and I feel like it could sort of take away from the uniqueness of how many critters there will be if there's just like I don't have to be, say, a pink fish or a parrot or something, because I could be a pink hamster.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of my mindset on it.
Yeah, because I mean, let's say you really like the color red, right? But I mean, maybe like if you really like the color red, you might have to work your way towards a red critter. Like maybe there might be like a red bird critter or a red dragon. We don't know, but like instead of like there being multicolors of every single critter, you're kind of like, oh, I really like that red color, but the way to get the red color is by wearing that exact critter that is red. So that kind of might motivate people to work towards getting a critter or something
That's
like that, you know?
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, this is where we're sort of getting into the fact that, Club Penguin is one game, even though we think of it as so similar, that there really are going to be some major changes, especially just right off the bat with the critter. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then I guess that leads kind of on to similarities with Club Penguin is toys, because we obviously had a lot of
Yes.
toys on Club Penguin. So like,
This gets me so excited. Oh
yeah,
my
so
gosh.
I know this isn't Critter of the Week, but for you guys that are still listening, what type of critters would you guys like to see? Write it in the comments below.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. But with toys, I mean, so Rocket Snail, obviously, he's working on the game stuff. He's not a toy designer, for his own
Mhm.
trade, but he wants to license someone or get someone to license Box Critter toys for him so they
Yeah.
can sell those. And that's just so awesome to me. Like, that just sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So I mean, like, what type of I don't know what type of toys could we have? We could have like the plushies. Then we could have like in Club Penguin we had obviously the Puffle kind of plushie. Then we had the mix and match figurines. I myself had the cowboy and the leprechaun mix and match. These toys were kind of like plastic where you could take the heads off and take the bodies and the
Loved
shoes off,
those.
and you could just swap them.
Yes.
So it was kind of cool. It was
Those
like
are my favorite. I had
Yeah.
probably like 20 of those.
Yeah.
I loved those toys.
so it was kind of like the inventory system where you could wear whatever items you wore, like you owned. So you could obviously have the cowboy hat with the green leprechaun jacket. It didn't matter, you know, because you could you could mix and match. So I mean, maybe
Yeah, that's right.
that could kind of be cool with the critters.
Absolutely, and it would be pretty cool if Rocket Snail could ever make a critter with a propeller cap on. That would be
Please, please.
fantastic. Please, Rocket Snail. Yes. But at sort of, I'm thinking just about like obviously a major part for a while of Club Penguin merchandise was the card jitsu stuff, like the cards that you could
Yes.
buy, and obviously there won't be card jitsu and box critters, but who knows what kind of like mini games there could be that could lead to like a type of merchandise that could be bought. I mean, that could
Yeah,
be huge.
because we do know like PvE is coming and possibly PvP, so we're going to be able to, you know, like fight with weapons and stuff. So I
Yes.
mean, they like it would be cool to see rather than it being kind of just a slash where you're just clicking on the critter or the enemy, you're just spam clicking. Maybe it might be like Cardjitsu where we have this kind of all these rules and you know people take turns on what move they have. Each move is kind of like a certain amount of power, kind of like Pokemon in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'd be
I
cool.
mean,
It'd be interesting to see.
yeah, I mean, with the figures, I just sort of came to me right now. I see all the time in the stores. There's like the little chests of Fortnite where they have little weapons and stuff inside, and I'm
Mm.
thinking if there's so many different like critters that we could buy and different weapons, that would be so interesting to see. Like, I don't know if like a grab bag would be the best for that,
Yeah.
or I mean, there's just so much. And along with that, uh, if you remember Club Penguin, there was, I think, just the. Oh no, there was two like main sort of sets to go with the figures. There was the igloo set and the ice rink set where you
Yeah.
could sort of play.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that
Yeah.
would be so cool to have like a sort of PvP or
Mm.
PvE elements where you could like play with, just on your own or with your
Yes.
friends.
That could be
Yeah.
cool. And I'm pretty sure Rocket Snail has mentioned that we're going to be able to customize our ships. So maybe we in the future we might see like a ship kind of toy, and we
Oh,
could
a ship
possibly
playset.
like yeah, and then we could possibly customize the ship. We could collect parts or something. That'd be cool.
That
But
would be really
yeah,
cool.
but also the critters, right? You know the way the critters are kind of they have their feet are kind of like smaller, so it kind of looks like they would slot into somewhere. I was thinking, what do you think of like different like a chess set for box
Oh,
critters?
dude, that would be amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'd have to learn how to play chess because I always forget how to play.
Yeah.
But oh, that would be so cool.
And, like the hamsters or the pawns, and then you could have like I don't know a different critter for like the king and queen.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Or you could like king. Or I'm thinking of checkers. You could just have like hamsters, and if you king someone, you could have like a little hamster or a little crown item to put on their head.
Yes. Oh my
That would
god,
be
we
so
need a
cool.
crown in game. We need a crown item in game.
Yes. Oh, I would love that. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
dude.
cool.
And like, if you remember in Club Penguin, they had like the royal outfit with the little cloak. That was neat. I always liked
Yes,
that.
that was nice.
Yeah.
And then we
And
also had
oh, you're right.
the redeemable coins.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about that?
Like, I mean, as you can, I said I had like 20 of the figures. So yes, I loved buying them to get the items. I mean, this is a way that Rocket Snail wants or the buying the merchandise as a way beyond like a monthly membership, like
Uh-huh.
in Club Penguin. So like I would be okay for buying toys for like an item and stuff. I would be up for that as I was in Club Penguin, and now with especially more money when I'm older, I definitely would.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would. I mean, there were so many cool, especially the exclusive items that were in the treasure book in Club Penguin.
Yeah, that was
would be
cool.
such a cool addition to Box Critters.
For me, it was kind of annoying because I remember when they first came out, they were only available in the US, and I'm in Europe.
Oh,
So I was seeing
yeah.
all these penguins walking around with these kind of cool exclusive items from the treasure book, and I was just like, I can't get these. I know I want these.
Oh.
So I remember I went to New York when I was like 10. I went to Manhattan, and the only reason I was excited to go into Manhattan was because there was a Disney store there, so I could actually buy the Club Penguin toys to get the exclusive items in the treasure book.
That's amazing.
Literally
Do you
the
remember
only
which
reason I
item you
wanted to
got?
go. I don't. I think it might have been
Oh,
I actually do. I think it was the either the turquoise blue or the pink bunny slippers, because they were kind of like
okay.
they used to be like a rare item in Club Penguin
Yeah,
back in like
sure.
08 or 07 it was.
Wow.
And I missed them. So so I could get them by getting them in the treasure book. So that's the item
I
I
don't think I
got.
ever got the blue ones. Yeah. Oh man, they had so many cool items in there.
Mm.
But I mean, just the hype that I mean, whenever there was a new one out, I was so excited. So like, if there was something like that in Box Critters, I'd be so hyped for that.
Yeah, me too. I definitely buy some stuff anyway. Have them in display in my room or something for sure.
Totally. And there's another thing that this is really far off, but if he is thinking about different, ways for profit for the game beyond membership, Club Penguin did have a couple video games. They had the 2DS games, I think, and
Oh yeah.
also the Wii Sports one. I had all three, I believe, and those are really cool. Obviously, right now he's just got to work on making his own game, but I
Yeah.
mean, down the road, that could be really neat.
Yeah, because I mean but this is the thing, right? So I mean, nowadays you're getting a lot of mobile games, like mobile games. So
Yeah, or it
I
could be a
mean,
mobile game. I
yeah, and
mean,
I mean, but like originally, Club Penguin was just a desktop game, on your browser, and then we obviously got these games for DS. But I mean, if Box Critters is gonna have, we do remember, Rocket Snail saying that he might be making like a mobile app kind of for Box Critters.
oh
So that
yeah.
kind of ties into a mobile app type game, if you know what I mean. So I don't
Like, I
know.
wonder if he would want that, like a mobile game with the mobile app.
Yeah, so
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
maybe he just might be trying to work on the game itself to be kind of like one of those games.
Yeah, that might be. And what's interesting to me, I mean, I see a lot of like possibility or opportunity with the video games. This I was listening to Cutie Jaya from Discord and
Mm-hmm.
Twitter. She's all around the community. Her interview with Rocket Snail the other day, and probably one of the most interesting things I heard in it was Rocket Snail said the Club Penguin Discord game that came out. I don't know if that was the first one or the second one. He said the year it came out, it sold more than the Zelda DS game, and like that's
Wow,
huge.
that's crazy. That
That
is
is just
insane.
immense. I mean, yeah. I don't know
Because
if it was an off year for Zelda, but even
yeah,
so, I mean, that's just amazing.
that just goes to show how like global Club Penguin was, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
they were,
totally.
how many members were on Club Penguin at one time? It was like 300 million or something insane,
Was it
wasn't it?
really?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think so. It
gosh.
was
I
insane
mean,
amount.
you just look at those numbers and it's like there's so much opportunity there.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think so too.
Yeah. Let's see, there's some other stuff too, like beyond toys, I guess just other products that he can make. Club Penguin had some books. I think I had one just sort of about the game, and there was one other thing that I thought was really cool, sort of like the play sets, but it was like a make your own, and it was like a cardboard like plaza set. And
Oh,
just
cool.
little crafts like that. Like I think that could be a cool addition. Something cheap, but you could still use your figures with, like in
Mm.
Club Penguin. Yeah, there's so many different things that you could do with toys and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if we're talking about books, we don't know how like in depth quests and stuff are gonna be, but
Stories.
you never know. Like maybe that you might need to end up buying a guide to complete a quest or something. So you're gonna have like a big Box
Yeah,
Critters quest guide or something that you need to buy. You never know.
that's true. And I'm thinking like, if we do have quests, I don't know how deep he wants to get the actual like story of it,
Hmm.
but there could be like just books about like different critters and their stories, like
Yeah,
sort of like how he was doing with Mech Mice.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He was doing that for a while with like a chapter book, which was really cool. Who
yeah.
knows what he could do?
And we know
Yeah.
there was like the annual books in Club Penguin in the above the coffee shop.
Oh yeah, in
So
the
I
book
mean,
room.
yeah. So I mean, there's kind of little stories to tell, but I'd love to see Box Critters kind of get more in depth with lore and with storytelling. I'd
I
love to
would
have this
too.
whole universe of events that have happened, and even maybe the community creates that. Because I mean, we know with the box, it's going to be up to the community and the players to do what they want to do with the box. So it could be cool to maybe, have this whole lore that the community kind of creates.
Yeah, I totally think so. And with the community creating stuff, we actually got some really cool news about that this week, with a movie about a couple different things,
Yeah.
which sounds really cool. So
Hmm.
this is going to be a movie by Polo Field and Business Moose about Rocket Snail, Lance, and just the games that he's created, primarily Club Penguin, Mech Mice, and Box Critters. I mean, that sounds super cool.
Yeah, I'd love to see what this is going to be at. Like, is it going to be a movie or is it going to be a documentary? Do we know?
I don't know. There's not much detail on it right now. I know he was or asking people for fan art, so
Okay.
it'd be cool if there was a community element to it to see how the community grew with the games.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like,
yeah, I mean, there's
yeah.
a lot of opportunity there.
Like for me, I'm just very kind of interested in Rocket Snail and his works, like Mech Mice and everything. So I'm kind of definitely looking forward to there being an aspect on Box Critters because we haven't really like we've seen kind of behind the scenes in was it Hyper Hippo where there was like a little tour of the studio.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So that was kind of cool to see behind the scenes in Hyper Hippo. So I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing behind the scenes in Box Critters if there is one. So
Yeah,
that
really.
interests me. Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing with that, I think, especially seeing sort of like we see Rocket Snail post updates and stuff all the time, but sort of getting more deep into like how he feels about making games, especially with in terms of Mech Mice, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you read he started like a sort of a chapter series. Polo Field, I think, is writing it for him,
Oh well.
sort of about the like. The type of work that he's doing and like how he feels when he makes games. And I didn't know much about Mech Mice, its development. I knew it sort of stopped being made,
Yeah.
but it's a really interesting story. And I feel like we could see that definitely in this movie if it is primarily about him. I would recommend like anyone, it's on Rocket Snail's website, the first chapter, all about that kind of stuff, especially a lot of focus on Mech Mice. But yeah, it's really interesting to see, how he was dealing with all that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of interesting to see how he had to make that decision to cut Mech Mice because, I mean, like he was in a voice call and he was everyone who was working on Mech Mice just were like really invested in it. They loved working on it. And then I remember there's a quote from Rock Silver. He was just on voice chat. He was just saying the game just wasn't fun. So it's just kind of like
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see how he'd make a decision like that to just kind of stop working on it. I don't know.
Yeah, and to get to a point where he wrote in there how Mech Mice was he really was sort of isolated from the community where he just sort of worked on what he thought was best, to now getting to a point which I feel like that impacted him, where he's now for Box Critters taking, huge amounts of community
Mm-hmm.
engagement into account. So I mean, I would like to sort of see like that personal side of him, sort of talking about I'm now working on Box Critters, and this is how I got here, and like more of a personal story. Obviously, we see the snail all the time, but
Yeah,
it'd be cool to see Lance as well.
yeah, for sure. Anyway, do you want to? Should we move on to the last topic?
Yes, absolutely. Membership.
Mm-hmm.
This is it could be controversial really. I mean, a lot of people are not a fan of membership. So that's kind of I guess why we did question of the week for this, because I really want to hear what everybody says about this.
Yeah, I really want to wonder like what is the right method for membership? You know, do we want to have it? I mean, free or a monthly membership, or maybe we could have like a one-time offer of a founders package, or maybe we could have it like seasonal memberships, so once every 2 months or once every month, maybe.
Yeah, and I guess honestly, it's very hard for me to think because when I was younger, I'm not sure what I would have said. I mean, obviously, the youngest self of me would be like, "Oh, free, of course." But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, thinking about it, I'm not sure. I feel like I would be okay with any of the methods that have been sort of talked about. Um, but I mean, we can just go through each of them, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
if we were going like free, for example,
Yeah.
the implications of that would be probably like products in store and whatever, and that would be great. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what else would come from
Yeah,
that. I don't
because
know.
obviously the game does need to have some sort of revenue. So if everyone is like, if there's no membership, there may be different things and like a separate in-game currency to buy items. So you might just have the currency that you earn, and let's say an item that or like I remember you saying there's not going to be exactly a catalog, okay, but there may be like some sort of currency, but maybe there's a way to buy the currency or something so you can gain things, but I wouldn't really like to see that. Just kind of microtransactions are everywhere, so
Yeah,
that's kind of I guess if there was no membership, microtransactions like would be all over the place. I think that'd be the way
That
to
does
go.
worry me. Yeah, I mean, I could see if it's not necessarily a catalog, it could be a shop of
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's sort of concerned about that too. I remember one time he sort of said, like, I mean, how often would you guys be willing to like buy things? Sort of stressing like that could be kind of difficult if like constantly, oh, here's another item that's $5, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think if there was going to be a membership, something like monthly or seasonal might be a better option. But do you think there's like a difference between those, like pros and cons between both?
Between free and then
No,
seasonal,
between
or monthly
like
and
a
seasonal.
monthly or say like a 2 to 3 month seasonal
Yeah.
pass.
So I mean, the thing with seasonal is it could mean that you, like, I mean, let's take Fortnite for example, because they're obviously the biggest
Yeah.
game doing it. So like in Fortnite, you buy the seasonal battle pass, and that lasts like 2 months, I think, roughly. And then basically all of the items that you guys can earn, you unlock all these items that you can earn by purchasing the battle pass, and all these items have kind of things to do with that season. So I mean, it could be kind of cool if there was a kind of a story mode in Box Critters, like an event was going to occur, and the seasonal membership that we purchase allows you to enter cool rooms that are themed with this event coming, or something like that. You know, it would be cool to see like themed kind of seasonal
Yeah.
memberships.
Absolutely. And I feel like right now almost the seasonal membership like concept is sort of more like interesting to players
Yeah.
than a monthly thing. Like
Hmm.
I think there's this I don't know, is there's not much overlap between games that do one or the other. Obviously Fortnite's sort of different than like a monthly
Yeah.
membership for like say World of Warcraft or something, but um yeah, the themed thing is really interesting, and I think of like on a financial element of it, like yeah, a month is like, you know, $5 a month say or something like that. That could be one thing, but I almost think people are more opt and more interested financially to say, oh, like $10 every 90 days for a 3 month season.
Yeah, and then you
I
have
don't know.
content to come with that, like kind of a content that might not return. So it kind of might be like, it might motivate people to buy that membership because
It
it'll
gets the
give
hype up.
them,
Yeah.
yeah, and then it'll give them the opportunity to gain these items that might not return ever again, you know, because we know rarity is a big thing in the community. Everyone is
Oh yeah.
online in the experiments right now being like, oh, I hope this item never returns because I have it,
I
and then
was on
everyone will be
earlier
jealous.
and I already saw people being like, I have the rarest item, and they were wearing the blue toque. I mean,
Yeah,
people love this kind of stuff.
I
So,
know.
yeah, I know. I almost think seasons would be my way to go with it right now
Yeah,
if there was some sort of paid. Yeah, I don't know.
because I mean, it's cool to see that maybe you've been supporting the game since such a long time. Then if you have items, or maybe a critter, we don't know if you're gonna have to, like, if critters are going to be rare, if everyone's gonna be able to get critters, we don't know. But it might even be cool to
Yeah.
see like you get themed items from the seasonal membership, and you can get themed critters maybe as well. We don't know, but it's kind of
Could
cool
be.
to show them
Yeah.
off and see. Oh, I had season one. I have a season one critter. You know, that kind of be
Yeah,
cool.
really. That's the thing, because it's like I think of like so many people would just use it with items, and they would say, "Oh, I've been here since that party," or say like 2006 or something on Club
Hmm.
Penguin. But the season, like I've been here since season 1 or 2, that could really throw a whole different vibe into the game. And I mean, obviously, this is going to be different than Club Penguin, so
Yeah.
yeah, who knows
So
what
I mean,
this will bring?
maybe it might be something like, let's say we have the Easter egg hunt, right? So that's
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know, like if holidays are exactly going to be the way the themes are going to work, but maybe there's like an event, um like maybe the island is going to, like, I don't know, the island's going to get flooded or something, or maybe like a kraken is going to take over, like is going to come to the island or something, we don't know.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see, like, you know, the way we gained those 3 bunny ears on
Hmm.
the, yeah, so it might be cool to see maybe that when you have the seasonal membership, you also get an extra one that you can earn. Maybe it's like that. So
Um.
maybe the people who don't have the seasonal membership also get these items that are themed to this season.
Oh,
But
so like a free tier,
yeah, so you
like
would have free
okay.
tiers that you can gain, but all the best stuff will be the ones you have to purchase. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I know that could be cool. I mean, because that would be sort of the same way for like free items and stuff. And the season stuff would be sort of difficult in Club Penguin because there was no like XP or anything. But now
Yeah.
that we will have, I mean, we could have like a different XP bar for each season maybe, and
Mm-hmm.
that would be a perfect way to sort of be like, oh yeah, I get to tier 100, I got all the critter items or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Because we're gonna have quests, so maybe the quests. Because I mean, if you think about it, if you add loads of quests, okay, when are the quests gonna start backing up that there's just way too many for a new player? He's gonna log on, he's gonna see 980 quests to complete. He's like, oh wow, like that's a lot. So maybe it might be like a seasonal thing where you have the 60 days to complete those quests, and then once those quests are gone, the event has occurred, things change, and then brand new quests appear. You know?
Yeah, that's an interesting way to do it. I'm curious. The quest and the PvP are really, or PvE, are the two things that really interest me. And throwing in
Mhm.
the membership aspect of that, it's just very exciting. I don't know what could come with that, but yeah, I would say right now seasons could be very very fun.
Yeah. But I don't know when it gets too much where it's pay to win. Like we don't want it to be pay to win. Like
Oh
you're gonna
yeah,
get, like we know there's gonna be obviously PvE, so we don't want to do it like you're gonna gain a sword that has more strength, so you're gonna be easily be able to defeat other enemies.
yeah.
That
You
might
could
not
do
be a good idea.
aesthetic-ish or aesthetic ways, so like Fortnite. So
Yeah.
like it could be a really cool sword, but it would just sort of be the display on the sword you're
Yeah.
actually using. That would
Yeah.
be, yeah. So I think there's a way to go around that where it'd be fine. Yeah.
So like I mean, we could earn different tiered weapons, but cosmetically would just be through the seasonal battle pass
Yes.
or
That
membership.
would be my way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people would get pretty pretty angry if there was a pay to win method. And obviously with Rocket Snail, being very carefully listening to all of us, I think he
Mhm.
will recognize that. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with this. And he really does want to listen on the membership aspect in particular, because I'm not exactly sure when it's going to be, but soon on Discord he's going to I think he's going to be in the chat or voice chat. We're going to have some sort of critter chat, or what is it, critter council, where we're sort of like each person has like a 3-minute time period to talk about what they would think would be the best method for membership. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun, and I hope we can upload that to our channels if it's that type of method where it would be appropriate to do so. So I'm looking forward to seeing what other people have to say about that.
Yeah, me too. So guys, make sure. I think we've pretty much covered everything in this cast. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think about the membership? This is our question of the week.
Yes.
So let us know in the comments below. Would you guys like seasonal memberships? Do you want monthly ones strictly? Would you want pay to win, or do you want completely free? So yeah, guys, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, so Critter Council, and of course our question of the week. Well, hopefully, if we see some comments or if we like what you guys are saying, or interested in what you guys are saying, we'd love to include you guys in the beginning of the next episode talking about membership, and then move on to other episode topics, of course. But yeah, I believe that's going to wrap up our first episode.
Sweet.
So I guess we're all done here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Vic,
Listening.
Yeah.
Watching, listening, whatever you want to call it.
Say what?
Listening, call it listening or watching, whatever you wanna call it. I don't know. But yeah, guys, make sure to check Andy's channel, the Box Critters
And make
Bulletin.
sure to check Vic. Or I keep calling you Vic. I'm
Why?
so sorry.
Why do you call me
I'm
Vic?
thinking of someone else from Discord.
Rip.
That's funny. Yeah.
I see.
And make sure to check Juke's channel, Box Critters Guild, of course.
Thank you. You guys hope I don't just just randomly disappear and Vic's on the next episode.
Yes, Vic will not be here. It will definitely be Juke.
I hope.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. Feedback is always welcome, so we'd love to hear what
Awesome.
you guys say, and we will see you in the next episode.
See you guys.
Have a good one.